Is it worth becoming better? Shame and the memories of an alcohol addict's past. As long as I can remember, I was taught that I had to be good. Good behavior, good manners, good intentions. Everything pointed toward the same conclusion: only as a good person could I belong, could I be accepted into the community, could I deserve my place among others. Somewhere along the way, this lesson twisted itself into something else entirely. Instead of becoming better, I learned to think worse of myself. I learned that I wasn't good enough, and that love was conditional. That I could only be loved if I pleased others, if I adapted, if I erased parts of myself that didn't fit. That belief settled deep inside me and quietly shaped everything that followed. It shaped my relationships, my fears, my choices. And eventually, it shaped my relationship with alcohol. Which brings me to the question that still haunts me: is it even worth becoming better? The question opens itself slowly, like a crack in the wall of certainty. Is it really meaningful to concern myself with improvement at all? Couldn't I simply move forward as I am? Couldn't I stop obsessively searching for my flaws, stop replaying my mistakes, stop putting myself on trial over and over again? Perhaps the problem isn't what I did, but my inability to let it go. I ask myself what truly holds me back. Is it the mistakes themselves, the things I said, the damage I caused, the moments I disappeared into alcohol? Or is it the fear that those mistakes will rise up one day and block my future? The fear that my past will disqualify me from something better, something gentler. One day, I will collapse into cosmic dust. My body will dissolve into particles that don't remember who I was. The last person who knows my story will disappear too. My shame, my guilt, my sadness, everything I feel so intensely right now, will vanish the moment the last electron travels through my brain. If that is true, what meaning does all this thinking have? Why sit here now, turning my past inside out, if it ultimately makes no difference whether I feel bad, better, or even good about it? Logically, it seems clear, none of this matters. I could forget it all and feel lighter. I could choose not to care. I could stop trying to become anything other than what I already am. But the problem is that forgetting isn't something I can simply decide to do. The past doesn't stay buried just because I ask it to. Again and again, it rises from the dust and reminds me that without resolving the obstacle, I cannot continue forward. It's like being stuck in a video game. You fail, you die, and you restart at the beginning. At first, you repeat the same mistakes. You fall into the same traps. But after enough repetitions, something changes. You learn. You stop making the same errors. That's how progress works. Alcohol interrupted that process. Alcohol was my way of muting the game's feedback. It blurred the consequences, softened the pain of failure, and offered me a temporary sense of relief. But it also prevented learning. It allowed me to repeat the same mistakes without understanding them. Shame accumulated quietly in the background, growing heavier each time I chose numbness over awareness. Shame is not loud. It doesn't shout accusations. It whispers. It suggests. It tells you that you are fundamentally flawed, that improvement is either pointless or undeserved. When I think back to the things I did while drinking, the broken promises, the emotional absence, the careless words, shame tries to convince me that becoming better would be dishonest, as if growth were a form of denial. But I have learned something crucial. Whenever a memory surfaces, some humiliating, shameful, or painful moment from my past, I interrupt it immediately. I tell myself, that wasn't you. That was another person, in another time. And I believe it, because it's true. I was someone else. Addiction distorts identity. It reshapes priorities, reactions, and values until the person you see in the mirror feels unfamiliar. That doesn't erase responsibility, but it explains distance. The person I am now carries the consequences of that former self, but he does not have to be defined by him. Still, the doubt returns. Is striving to become better just another way of trying to earn love? Another version of being good so that I can finally deserve acceptance? If so, then improvement becomes another trap, another impossible standard. But becoming better doesn't mean becoming perfect. It doesn't mean erasing the past or pretending it didn't happen. It means integrating it. It means allowing shame to exist without letting it rule. It means recognizing that memory is not an enemy, but a teacher, a harsh one, perhaps, but honest. I was taught that being good was the price of belonging. Now I'm learning something different, that being human is enough to begin. There is a temptation to believe that meaning must be eternal to matter. That if everything ends, then nothing matters. But meaning doesn't require permanence. A moment of clarity matters even if it fades. A decision to act differently matters even if the universe remains indifferent. What matters is that I am not indifferent, not yet. Becoming better is not a heroic transformation. It's repetitive, quiet, and often uncomfortable. It's choosing not to escape discomfort. It's sitting with regret without turning it into self-destruction. It's reminding myself, again and again, that learning requires failure, but not endless punishment. I don't become better to escape death or cosmic insignificance. I become better because, here and now, I am alive, and while I am alive, I have to live with myself. That relationship matters more than abstract conclusions about the universe. Shame may never disappear completely. Memories will still surface. But they no longer reset the game to zero. They mark progress. They remind me that I've learned something, that I'm no longer the same person I was. So is it worth becoming better? Not because it changes the end. Not because it redeems the past. But because it changes the path, and the path is where I still exist.